Hello friends, welcome welcome back to my channel. My name is Leah Catherine and this is Leah Sees Movies. Today it is Friday, Falcon and Winter Soldier Day, episode 2, and the highlight of my week. Although I've heard very good things about Invincible and I'm looking forward to checking that out. No Falcon and Winter Soldier merch today, but I do have blue lipstick and Falcon socks, so I consider myself appropriately attired. Obviously, last week, Sam and Bucky were on their own separate paths and they didn't really cross over, ending with fake Captain America. And like, I thought it would just be he's called US agent and I could accept that, but taking on the actual Captain America mantle just, it hurt a little deeper than I expected it to. So I guess we're all, wondering how they're gonna get together. The summary gives a little hint that neither are pleased. I like the idea that Bucky has been ignoring Sam's text and will just be like, who the hell is that on the television? Like, this is the one thing that gets him to answer the phone. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm curious to see if Sam and Bucky immediately try to reclaim the title or like disprove that like this US new Captain America guy isn't worth it, doesn't deserve it, or if they kind of just bite the bullet and Sam for now is just like, let me just continue my missions, let me just continue my life. I have more pressing personal issues to attend to right now. So I'm curious to see like what angle they're gonna take with it, and I don't want to waste too much time speculating, so let's get started. Wait, I don't really need it previously on. Trust me, I watched it quite thoroughly.
These are the guys you gotta worry about. They call themselves the flag smashers. They want a world that's unified without borders.
That doesn't sound like something to worry about. That sounds pretty awesome. The bank robbing and super punching, maybe not, but
You're new Captain America.
hate that. I really give Kari credit for like the worst upshot of this dude. Like, it's like, I do want to hate this dude on principle. I know nothing about him, but he sucks. Wyatt Russell, by all accounts, is an absolutely delightful man, but wow, does he have a punchable face. Like, holy crap, I'm literally sitting here just like, I'm terrible at punching, but I'd try. Also, I feel like they pointedly gave him a non-white girlfriend. So we're like, he's not a racist. He's got a black friend.
And I don't want to fail them.
I know. I see your efforts at making him sympathetic. I acknowledge their value, but also rebuke their results.
They're gonna love you.
We're not.
You're up.
Copy that.
Good morning.
Another black friend. Wait, I think there is a comic black friend. I'll look that up.
2 weeks ago, we're prepping the team for a special ops mission in Chile, and now this.
Destabilizing Southern America is fun! I like Hoskins, he seems nice. Here they are. And again, I mean, I think we all picked this up on the trailers, like, a very colored marching band over here. I mean, because it's good, but really, everyone's that excited? I don't believe it. I just can't imagine a bunch of black Americans being that excited to meet, because at least old Steve Rogers proved himself. There's a reason we trusted him. This is just the government being like, this is the symbol of America now, and everyone's like, yay! I don't know this dude. What has he done for me lately? Like, yeah, I'd be like, oh, he's a veteran and this, but like, what has he done for me?
What is it like being Captain America? Do eagles fly overhead wherever you go?
I hate this.
Yes. Yeah, that.
I love that the episode ends last week and we're like, oh my god, I need Sam and Bucky to deal with this. And then they were like, no. Time for Sean Walker tour. He seems nice. I just don't want him.
Well, I was
Hey!
at West Point when Steve came back on the scene.
Bucky and his lack of
very
bed.
Closely as an Avenger. I like to think that I modeled my work after him.
Go steal that shield.
I never met him.
It's a very tense draw. Go fight him on principle. Do it. Okay, so is this Bucky just gonna show up and be like, yo, what the hell?
You met him? No.
You think that they'd have Cap's best friends meet this dude. Actually, Cap's protege. But
Shouldn't have given
nope,
up the
there he
shield.
is.
Good to see you too, Buck.
He does not protest the name Buck, so he mostly does it in the trailer to be annoyed.
No, of course I didn't know that was gonna happen. You think it didn't break my heart to see them march him out there and call him the new Captain America?
There's no right to give up the shield, Sam.
Hey, this is what you're not gonna do. You're not gonna come here in your overextended life and tell me about my rights.
It's a weird line, like phrasing-wise. I get the point, but...
Because I have a feeling they might be a part of the Big Three.
What big three?
The Big
I can't believe we're gonna go from like a really serious conversation to the stupid Big Three conversation. Why would you? That doesn't even make sense, honestly. Especially since the guy's super strength, I would just be like, he's enhanced somehow, but not as an android or a wizard or alien.
Dr. Strange is a sorcerer. A sorcerer is a wizard without a hat.
This scene seems so out of place.
That's not the point. These guys aren't magical. All right? They use brute force just like you.
If they aren't magical, that doesn't even make sense for the Big Three argument. So I was right earlier as far as just Sam's like, all right, I'm just gonna continue, keep my head down. And Bucky just invited himself on the mission. Also, I guess maybe they gave him that jacket because he was wearing, you know, regular leather jacket before his battle leather jacket.
So no plan.
You can't really be like, oh, there's no plan. You invited yourself, actually. If I planned to do this solo, I did not account for this. He really just ripped that arm off. Now why? Oh, there had to be a better way to do that. That seems so poorly planned, coming from the guy complaining about the lack of plan. Did you try to catch yourself in the tree? He really just fell. Like, there was no attempt to slow the descent at all.
You're doing the staring thing again.
Well, he's not staring at you. That's just called being situationally aware.
We're not assassins.
I'll see you inside. Or not.
So, why is Bucky doing Batman voice? Like, his voice dropped precipitously.
Stealthy. Little time in Wakanda and you come out White Panther.
It's actually White Wolf.
Oh,
Huh?
no. Huh? It's actually White Wolf.
Whatever. All right.
So, all of them have super strength? Because I thought it was going to be like the, you know, flag smasher management was enhanced. Okay, yeah, so we're going straight into the truck scene. Wow, so pretty much all the trailer scenes, I'm assuming, except for Zemo. I have a feeling he's coming maybe episode 3. I love seeing Bucky just running. Acknowledge that he has super strength and super speed and all that jazz. Because sometimes they're like, oh, he just has a metal arm. Like, he has more than that.
Hi.
Like, aw, she's so small and young. Clearly, it's a hostage. I mean, she's surprisingly not tied up for a hostage. I realize we make assumptions about young-looking girls, but... Aww.
I was gonna do that.
At least his priorities are in order. Y'all are getting handled. Oh, yeah, so that's how US Agent shows up. I'm gonna keep calling him US Agent because those other words will not pass my lips for him. I mean, good job with the shield, though. Apparently anyone can learn to throw it. Oh.
Walker, Captain America! Lamar Hoskins! Looks like you
Yeah.
guys could use some help!
Oh, shut up. Sam doesn't have a lot of room to talk to be like that little girl kicked her ass, since he also is getting his shit rocked quite a little bit.
John, we're at
Ooh. No one expects a gun from the guy with the shield.
Get off of me!
Well, that was cute.
Those were all super soldiers, Sam.
I know.
Then why were you talking about aliens? Get just. Yep, there he goes. Oh! I don't like you on principle, but I can applaud good shield work, and that was very good shield work. Well, now it's just you and like 5 super soldiers. Yeah. Also, whose car is that? Because if I just see like 7 dudes fighting on top of 2 semis, there's a shield flying around in the MCU world, I'm just gonna like, let's slow it down a little, let them go on ahead.
We gotta figure out where the serum's coming from.
Yeah, and how in the hell, after 80 years, are there 8 super soldiers running loose? They
really kept walking. That's so petty.
Aliens, androids, or wizards. Pretty sure.
They're not any of those.
Or super soldiers.
Shit, super soldiers for real?
Yeah.
Bro, you just fought
We
them.
gotta work together.
That's not happening.
I think we stand a much better chance if we all
Just because you carry that shield, it doesn't mean you're Captain America.
20 miles to the airport. You guys need a ride.
Well, I mean, Sam doesn't. I don't know what the battery power is like on the wing pack, though.
Amtrak, you, your red wing.
You hacked my tech?
Yep, there you go.
Exactly. Hacking. It's government property.
So, like, I did all the work and y'all just showed up.
Violent revolutionaries aren't usually good for anyone's cause.
Usually say about the people with the resources.
Battlestar, Star-Spangled.
Battlestar?
Battlestar.
Stop the car!
Bucky's like, I will walk.
Stand up here. I get it, Bucky.
Oh, Bucky, I don't know you.
It'd be a whole
No.
lot easier if I had Cap's wingmen on my side.
But you don't. And you should have asked. Literally, it'd be a lot easier. It would. Maybe you should have let us know. Not lied to me. Maybe think I was putting the shield in the Smithsonian and then released a random white the next day. Maybe we'd want to work together.
I hear more and more people talk about the freedom fighters who are pushing back.
Oh! Okay, so I'm assuming, I think we all can assume that that was Zemo. So the Flag Smashers have crossed Zemo, so now he's at one point gonna team up with Sam and Bucky and be like, they took something of mine. You know, villain, you know, over a large group, you don't.
We can't let the same arseholes who were put back in power after the blip win. The GRC care more about the people who came back than the ones who never left. Because after tomorrow, there's no going back.
It does seem like the people who were left after the blip didn't get too much support, but also it does seem like the people who came back also don't have that much support. Like, I can't. Yeah, we need to build on this. They're just saying a lot of buzzwords, but I'm not quite feeling it yet. Like, I'm
Let's take the shield and do this ourselves. We can't just
excellent.
let a man beat him up and take it.
Not the first time
Remember
we've.
what happened the last time? Sharon was branded enemy of the state, and Steve and I were on the run for 2 years.
Also, Natasha and Wanda.
There is someone that you should meet.
Is this how the therapy scene happens? Really? He's like, all right, we didn't do great the first time, but maybe if we just communicate, if we learn to use I feel sentences, we can come together a workable unit.
Oh no, my daddy told me it's black dog.
Is it because I'm
No.
black and I'm the Falcon?
Black and I'm talking.
Technically, I mean, yes.
So are you like Black Kid? I got it.
This is not the therapy scene. Makes me kind of sad, but also I love that kid.
We're here to see Isaiah.
Oh
Nobody needs anything.
wow.
Look, we just want to talk to him.
We're starting.
No, hear what I just said. You ain't getting in this house.
Hello, Patriot. Bro, I did not expect Isaiah in this episode. Like at all. Just, I was like, oh, maybe Sharon will show. Bro. I was unprepared.
Isaiah.
Look at you. I whooped your ass. Then, yeah. I just wanted to see if you got the arm back. Or if he'd come to kill me.
Well, I probably wouldn't have knocked.
You and me.
We need to know how.
I'm not gonna talk about it anymore.
Whoop. It's a well-built old guy.
They put my ass in jail for 30 years. People running tests. Even your people weren't done with me.
I see you.
Get out of my house!
You're telling me that there was a black super soldier decades ago and nobody knew about it?
Just give him your ID.
No, I'm not giving him shit. We're just talking.
Hey, look, is this guy bothering
No,
you?
he's not bothering me. Do you know who this is?
Oh crap.
Sorry, Mr. Wilson. I didn't recognize you without the goggles. I'm really, really sorry about this.
Bro, y'all called for backup? 10-4, black guy raising his voice.
I didn't tell anybody because he'd already been through enough.
Not for that. You missed your court-mandated therapy. It's like missing a check-in with your PO.
Are you serious?
Sorry, Mr. Barnes, you're under arrest.
Oh, come on. I mean, yeah, I guess court mandate. I mean, it really is just like, please don't resist. If you resist, we really can't stop you, but like, please don't.
Bucky's not going to be following a strict schedule any longer.
We haven't finished our work. Who authorizes?
So just do whatever you got to do with him and send him off to me.
Cross your T's, dot your I's. You've been therapized. All right, bye.
Condition of your release session now. You too, Sam.
Really, all of the trailers are from episode 2. This is wild.
We're going to do an exercise. It's couples when they are trying to figure out what they want.
Okay, well this explains the... Because we were always like, why are their legs like intertwined? Why is this so funny?
And don't say something childish.
Well, that's responses 1 through 17.
Why'd you give up that shield?
Why are you making such a big deal out of something that has nothing to do with you?
That is his legacy. He gave you that shield and you threw it away like it was nothing. So
Shut
maybe he was wrong about you. And if he was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me.
Okay, that's a little melodramatic. Those two things are truly not related.
Maybe this is something you or Steve will never understand. But can you accept that I did what I thought was right and never see each other again?
I like that.
Great.
Doesn't seem like they were doing, spending too much time together. I don't know how. Separate vacations with never seeing each.
If we divide ourselves, we don't stand a chance. You guys know that.
One might say a nation divided.
Well, the leader's name's Carly Morgenthau.
Things are really intense for you, aren't they, Walker?
Take it easy. Look, Walker's right. It is imperative that we find...
Bucky's like, I'm gonna use my therapy for evil.
We're free agents. We're more flexible. So it wouldn't make sense for us to work with you.
A word of advice, then.
Don't get arrested again?
Stay the hell out of my way.
We are actively trying not to encounter you in any way, fashion, or form. So, yeah. I would love to stay out of your way.
Damn it, we gotta move out now. They found us.
How much time do we have?
None. It's the power brokers, man.
How old is she supposed to be on this show? Because obviously the actress looks very young, but I am like, to be the leader of an international global movement full of super soldiers, I feel like you need a couple years on you post high school. Well, that wasn't very well thought out. I thought there was a secondary plan here.
They got away.
So what are you thinking?
Well, I know what we have to do.
Steal the shield.
Knows all of Hydra's secrets. Don't you remember Siberia?
So you're just gonna go sit in a room with this guy?
Yes.
Yes.
We're gonna go see Zemo.
Where is he hanging out? Like, how are you just like, yeah, we're gonna go. Is he at Starbucks? Where is he? How do you just know where he is? Okay, so Zemo is like locked up. Well, then how does he escape? This really blows all my pre-show theories out of the water, because I was like, oh, 5 years of chaos, he must have escaped in the meantime and like rebuilt his empire. But it looks like not. So that was episode 2. Okay, the action picked up by so much, like, wow. Like the first episode was all slow, meditative, da 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 da, and then this one was just like, all right, we're done with that. We're kicking into high gear. So many of the trailer shots were from this episode, which means obviously aside from Zemo, which I was at least right about that, we didn't fully get him in this episode. Yeah, a lot of the next 4 episodes are going to be pretty unexpected because we don't know how exactly any of this is going to come together. We also don't know how Zemo is going to break free. Because, yeah, my theory was always that he's already broken free. Like, that's the person who sent the text. Like, he's had 5 years to regain power and control after the blip and all the chaos well, I don't know how that was pronounced. All the chaos that was caused when that happened. But he's still locked up. So, I'm like, how does he get out? Okay, so, I don't remember the beginning of the episode anymore. I'm like, what all has happened here? Oh yeah, it starts out with the U.S. agent press tour of like, haha, look, I'm so friendly and blonde with blue eyes and I know how to throw the shield. Which, I'll give him that. The shield work was nice. Like, that was pretty impressive shield work for someone who does not have the super serum, and I hate how much I was like, nice. They obviously tried to humanize him. He's not a big jerk. He's friendly. He's a good military soldier boy. And that's all fine. He seems not entirely skin grating. I do not itch when I see him that much. He still just seems kind of bland. Like, he seems like someone he said, like, I'm trying to fill the role of Captain America. He feels like someone trying to perform Captain America, and it doesn't feel authentic. Steve, though, I think the miracle of Steve and also a little bit of Chris Evans was how earnestly he could say really cheesy, hopeful, optimistic things, and you were like, I think this guy genuinely believes that. Like, he seems to really truly believe in this stuff, and it came out and it came through his pores, and you were like, I'm gonna believe it because this guy believes it. Whereas this guy feels like, I have read so many field reports on Captain America, I feel like I can do that now. And I don't, it's not right, it doesn't work together. But he's, you know, fine. Kind of what I expected is Bucky just showed up out of nowhere and was like, yo, what the hell? Which is great. He didn't even bother to call. He literally just showed up. How does he know where Sam is? I mean, that's not addressed, but I guess Bucky has his ways, whatever. Pretty much what I said earlier, Sam was just, you know, trying to keep his head low, focus on the mission, and not worry about it. I do have questions, though, because they said they're free agents, they're contractors, but are they just doing military activity as contractors? Is there we haven't really addressed the Sokovia Accords and what that means, because he couldn't enter Libyan airspace because he's an American military personnel, and that would be considered a violation of the treaty, yada yada yada. But if you go into this other country, you're like using your tech, you're following people, you're getting into fights on semi-trucks, whatever, I don't remember what country they were in, but would that not be just construed as military action by a US representative? Like, or is there something different? Because, oh, well, he's an Avenger, so he's allowed to do such and such action on international land. Like, that part hasn't been addressed to me satisfactorily, especially if there's going to be this delineation between what, oh, Sam and, you know, me and Bucky can do this, but you and Hoskins as the government can't do this. And I feel like that wasn't made sufficiently clear to me. So I would like to know a little bit more about exactly what rules they're operating under. I don't know if this was supposed to be the focus of the episode, but this is what I'm thinking about right now. I want more details. Similarly, I want more details about the Flag Smashers. Again, we kind of got this one world, one people thing, but what does that have to do with the blip? We're really closer to that under the blip, because it says that the repatriation council or whatever they were called focused more on people who came back, although we have not seen evidence of that. I mean, yeah, it's a smidgen of racism, but it doesn't seem like the people who came back are in particularly great situation. So I don't know what that means. I just like, I feel like we spent like, you know, a good 5 minutes with John Walker. I need more of the Flag Smashers. I want to understand their ideology, because that's what makes a good villain or villainous group, or in this case, a really quasi-sympathetic anarchist group where I'm kind of like, they've made points, they stole medicine, they're distributing it to people who don't have any. I'm not mad about it. So I feel like they need to give me a little bit more if they want to make me think of these guys as genuinely bad guys. I am interested to know where they got the serum from. I feel like we can assume they have somehow synthesized it from Isaiah Bradley, because he said he's been in jail / being a lab rat for like 30 years. But if they'd successfully made a super soldier serum, why wouldn't it have been being used before? And I'm pretty sure in the MCU, Bruce Banner tried to make a super soldier serum that turned him into the Hulk. So they were still like working on it functionally until like the early 2000s. Did Zemo make it? Or was that text about "you stole something from me," was that about the super soldier serum? Because obviously we saw him steal a bunch of medicine, but it doesn't seem like that would necessarily be a person's. That could just be, you know, some pharmaceutical company. But I think that makes more sense, is that the thing that they stole was the super soldier serum, which again means someone's had it, someone's learned how to make it, and we don't know how, why, or who. Yes. So those are all questions that need to be answered. We didn't get Sharon in this episode, so I was wrong. But I was hoping, I was like looking at all the backgrounds, like, is this where she comes in? But I guess not. So we got finally the anticipated Sam and Bucky bickering, which was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I do think, you know, I enjoyed this episode. I do think the writers had a couple lines that were just like a wee bit melodramatic. Like, tone it down a little. The Empire jumped out. Malcolm Spellman didn't even write this episode. But sometimes I was like that scene in therapy where at first it was really funny. It was very funny because so many of us were like, why are there, in the promo shots and the trailers, like, why are their legs intercrossed? Like, that just seems unnecessarily close. It was unnecessarily close, and once again they were doing it to be petty, so good for them. But yeah, that line about if he was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me, like, I mean, it could just be a really sad reflection of Bucky's self-esteem, that he thinks he's only worth redemption because Steve kind of thought he was, but Steve also left him, so like, fuck Steve. It totally makes sense that Bucky would take it personally, that the person that Steve had bequeathed the shield gave it up. But that last line, I went, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one at all. But I otherwise enjoyed his motivation. I like that he stormed in, was like, I'm mad at you, I'm joining your mission without your consent. I'm gonna lambaste you for not having a plan, even though I did join this mission without consent, which of course affects the plan. Let's go kill those guys. I guess not, whatever. Seriously, for a dude who complained about a plan, his first plan was, there's 2 guys, I'm gonna go kill them, whatever. Then, oh wait, there's 5 guys. Oh, okay, maybe I should have waited a little bit. Recon is for suckers, which explains a lot about who he was as the Winter Soldier, because like I said last episode, he made a big mess everywhere he went. Did not do any recon, just stormed in and was like, oh, there's witnesses. Well, whatever. And what we saw from in Civil War, oh, I killed the Starks. Oh, look, there was a camera there the whole time. Yeah, that would have made sense to get rid of beforehand, but he didn't, because I guess some things are just deeply ingrained of him, and those things are to not prepare accordingly. I enjoyed the bickering, I liked the fighting, I liked that we got to see US Agent in action a little bit, even though I resent his presence. But, you know, he showed up, he did a job. I'm again confused about the nature of Sam's position, because they say they were following Sam. So Sam is working with Torres, who is part of the government. He appears to be using government planes. So is he just allowed to run his own, like, I don't understand how they're like, oh, we're just tracking Sam. I think Sam is researching something. Okay. They're like, I think Sam Wilson, the Falcon, is doing his own mission, so let's just follow him. Which also, why are you following me? If he does have free reign to run his own missions, which I have to assume he does to some degree, because he's working with Torres and the cargo plane and all that stuff, why were they just like, yeah, we need a new mission for the new Captain America. What should we do? Should we do our own research? Should we look up some groups? Should we find some criminal activity? Let's just follow Sam Wilson around and see what he's doing. I'm sure he's up to something that we can swoop in on and look like we saved the day. Like, that's just really lazy. I don't like that. Do your own homework. So that part I don't enjoy. And again, they said Red Wing is government property. So Sam doesn't own it. So I'm very confused about the delineation here. Because like the whole thing with the Iron Man suit was that Tony refused to give it to the government, and then Rhodey kind of just took a suit. So presumably the government has been all up inside at least that version of the Iron Man suit, which at this point is like 38 versions ago, so that's garbage. But if we all just assume that when he became an official Avenger, because we saw in Winter Soldier he had a wingsuit that was not as advanced, and then since then it's gotten way more advanced, and it seems to have been improved with Stark tech. So would that still not give the property of Tony Stark the IP for all of this technology? Why can the government use it? This also happened in Civil War because they took the wingsuit and they were like, nah, government property. I need financial statements. I need exact like lists of, well, what is your job? What are you allowed to do in the Sokovia Accords? Are you allowed to act internationally? I have so many questions about the specifics of this world and that are not being answered to my satisfaction. Anyway, Sam and Bucky were bickering, and that was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It was funny. I like that Bucky is petty and wants to steal things and wants to kill people and does not want to work with a U.S. agent. He's just, I feel like Sam honestly would have gone along with it. He would have, you know, had been in a bad mood, but it seems like his personality at this point, or him not wanting to fight the fight, would have just been like, okay, fine, I don't want to look at you, but let's just do the job. And then Bucky's just like, no. Then he's like, you know what, actually I agree with that guy. I also say no, screw you guys. And I kind of think the most important reveal, like Zemo aside, I know like we just get mention of him, so we're not really seeing him yet. So I'm sure next episode he'll be the main character. But obviously I think Isaiah Bradley was totally the main character. He was only on screen for 3 minutes, but there's so many implications. Also, we're definitely getting Patriot because that was his grandson. I mean, I'm assuming, but like I'm correct. So that was the 50s, which is obviously after Steve. So trying to think of a chronology here, because they made Steve, that was the only serum. Dr. What's his face? I'm sorry, Stanley Tucci, I don't remember your name, but that guy got killed. They've been trying to recreate the super soldier serum since then. Apparently in the 50s they created a functional version of it that was tested on Isaiah Bradley. But again, if the one on Isaiah Bradley seems to work, because he still has his super strength of what we can see, it's not entirely the same because he's obviously aging at a fairly normal pace, unlike Bucky and Steve, but he seems to have some abilities. If they perfected that, or at least got a functioning prototype in the 50s, why have they still not successfully recreated it? That doesn't make any sense. But Isaiah Bradley in the 50s got the super soldier serum, and then he's been in jail for 30 years. I wonder when he had kids. Because is it like 30 years from like 2024 or whatever year it is in MCU time? Or is it like from the 70s to 2000? That would actually make sense. Like the 50s, he's a soldier, they don't say anything about him, and then he like maybe starts getting older, and they're like, all right, I'll just throw you in jail for, I don't know, traffic violation, and then we can just test your blood for another couple decades. But that's really interesting. I kind of almost hate that we moved into the action, because like all of the implications of Isaiah Bradley and the fact that Bucky knew about him, and also Bucky was just like, hey bro, I know it's hard to be black and a symbol of America, but like look at this guy, look what they did to him, don't let them do that to you. Big ally energy, except when he was like, just give them your IDs so that we can go. No, Bucky, that's incorrect. So, yeah, because I feel like we moved from that, and it's such a heavy reveal and such a big revelation, which has so many, not just plot wise of like, is this how they got the super soldier serum? What did they put him through? Why was he erased from history? We know why. But then of course immediately goes to him getting arrested, and then a very comical therapy scene, which kind of, you know, ruins the seriousness of the moment. But I was laughing my ass off, so I can't say it wasn't effective. And then finally, some more petty back and forth between Sam and Bucky and U.S. Agent Hoskins, Battlestar, terrible name. And then we're gonna get Zemo, and that should be really exciting. Although I don't know how he goes from jail to like actual power player in the next 4 episodes. That doesn't make sense to me. Oh, we need to talk to Zemo because he knows everything about Hydra and like they might know about the super soldier. He knows everything about Hydra and may know about the super soldier serum. Like, presumably he breaks out after they talk to him, or do they literally let him out to work with Sam and Bucky? But that seems insanely risky, and I can't see anyone approving that. Which doesn't mean they won't just do it, but that seems very risky. All right, I've been talking for a very long time, so I'm gonna cut this off now. I really enjoyed this episode. There were a couple of Days of Our Lives-esque lines of dialogue that I wasn't a big fan of, but I really enjoyed the dramatic reveals. The action was good. I like the flag smashers. I just want to see more of them. I really love that, you know, finally we got Sam and Bucky together and we have this bickering relationship. We don't quite see why Sam doesn't like Bucky. At least Bucky has like an actual deep-seated reason for it. Sam is just like, I think you stare too much, which is annoying, but he's been through some stuff. So I'm very curious to see if we'd get any. I mean, he also threw him by his face. I'd also have some resentment about that, actually. Never mind, he's a completely valid reason to not like Bucky. But yeah, at times I do think the comedy detracted from our like very big dramatic moments, but I do think it was very funny comedy, so I'm like at odds about how I feel about it. Like maybe it could have been paced a little better so that it was like, all right, let's complete this serious moment before we move to our funny moment. Like if we'd gotten that flow a little better, I could have enjoyed it without being like, are we laughing now? I'm laughing, but this seems like a weird time to laugh. Yeah, either way, I'm very much looking forward to next week. We are getting our Baron Zemo scene. I really want to get Sharon Carter because I'm like, if we get her in like episode 5, we're not going to get enough time with her. So I hope she also shows up. I'm excited to see Madripoor and see like, I'm really just excited to see everything. Like there's so many plot threads and so much of this world that has been developed or mentioned and dropped off into these corners, and I'm like, give me more of everything. And we're definitely going to see more of Isaiah Bradley. So help me God. If we don't, I'm writing the strongest worded letter. Yeah, so that is it for this week. I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. If you don't want to do that, but you've watched all the way to the end of this video, thank you. I still appreciate you. You can follow me on Twitter at Leah Sees Movies, and I will catch you next time. Peace.